Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We are reading from chapter 6, the Yoga of Meditation. And we were discussing verse 10. We unpacked it, just saw the basic principles that are expressed in it. And there are two more beautiful points that I wanted to discuss in relation to this verse. So let's read it again. Let the yogi try constantly to keep the mind steady, remaining in solitude alone, with the mind and the body controlled and free from hope and covetousness. So, first point I wanted to touch is remaining in solitude alone. And we mentioned that Swami Sivananda said that if you are a renunciate, go to the forest, practice meditation in solitude. And if you're a householder, you can turn your house into a forest, meaning create a meditation space, whether it's a separate room or a separate area in the house that you seal with curtains or anything like this, where you can practice meditation on your own. But then when you read about the Sivananda ashram, you see that they started the day with group meditation. So how come? Also in the Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Center organization, nowadays we start the day with group meditation. So are we going against the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita? Are we second guessing the instructions of Lord Krishna? Of course not. Of course, Swami Sivananda, who himself wrote the commentary here, such a beautiful commentary, is very familiar with this instruction, and still he instructed the members of the Sivananda ashram, of his ashram, to meditate in a group, together, group meditation in the morning. Why? Because a teacher needs to be practical. The idea is for the practice to succeed. He saw the people that were there, and he saw that many of them, when they were sitting in the room alone, mostly what they were doing is falling asleep. And some of them were not even doing the practice because they were in the room alone. You don't know what they are doing. By instructing them to come to the satsang hall, to meditate together, Swami Sivananda assured a few things. First, there is some supervision. You know that those persons are waking up in the morning, coming out of the room, and starting the day with the practice of meditation. The other thing, they are in group, they already got out of bed, they already left the room, they showered. They stand a better chance not to fall asleep. And the third thing is the group energy, the group sadhana, which is very, very, very potent. So when a person is very advanced on the spiritual path, the person can do the practices on his or her own. Meaning that they have enough determination, enough inspiration, and a high enough vibration to carry on their own. But for many of us, during very long time, meaning the beginning and the middle of the practice, which not necessarily will be even one lifetime, most cases much more, we are not able to hold it on our own. We need help. And this help comes to us in the form of the group practice, which is very, 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 very potent, very powerful. Swami Sivananda says the people who are doing the sadhana together generate the spiritual current who is supporting the sadhana of each and every one of them. So helping one another, inspiring one another, You see, everybody is going out of the room, going to the meditation hall to meditate. It gives me inspiration, it gives me encouragement, it creates the group energy, even in the mundane sense of just group energy of, okay, everybody is doing it, I want to try it as well. But then there is the spiritual current that is generated by the practice. And the meditation hall, which is kept in optimal conditions to meditation, meaning it's cleaned and all those things that we will see in the next verses. And then we come there and we meditate together, and it supports the practice of each and every one of us. So yes, here it tells us that eventually we will need to be able to practice on our own. And also when we sit in the group, of course, that the purpose is not to think how this person is sitting so nicely and this person is sitting less nicely, or what this or that person is wearing or not, or whatever it is. We are not there to think of other people. We are there to internalize the senses. But our very presence helps all of us to sustain the practice. So this is why it's very important. And again, the great teachers tell us, always follow the advice of a teacher. Because if you just read the scripture and assume you understand and know and can practice it, sometimes it will cause some difficulties. Of course, if you don't have access to the teacher, read the scripture, at least let it be there. But a wise teacher can tell you, yes, the scripture says, meditate alone, but really you are not there yet, and you will benefit greatly from meditating in a group. Or the teacher can tell you, in the morning, for instance, when it's more difficult to come out of bed, when it's more difficult to stay awake during the meditation, come and do your meditation in a group. Afterwards, during the day, if there is time and you're feeling inspired, then you have the opportunity to meditate on your own, very well, go ahead and do it. But this is the idea. The practice should be practical. Should be in a way to achieve the goal of the practice, which is to reach the meditation. And the best way is, of course, to consult with the teacher. So this is one point, and there is another point, beautiful point about this verse, which we will discuss in the next video. Please join us. Om Shanti.